Matt's dad, Joe, was with them for a long time. Obviously, I think he was official for 42 years, retired last year, so it's always nice when you have those officials that you've seen all through the years, and Joe's one of them, like a memorable person that you're not going to forget if you talk to him in a meeting. But enough with we gave a good breakdown of the officials. Let's look into the game here, Heath. Obviously, two teams coming in haven't played since last Friday because of the weather, so it's going to be kind of a battle of, I guess, attrition, so to speak.
Yeah, both teams not being on the hardwood here for, as you said, a lengthy period of time. The storm that we got over last weekend kind of kept people at bay. But, we're ready for some basketball tonight. Both teams coming in 9-3, identical records. So, a lot of wins between these two programs. And, you look down at Meadowbrook, they're 5-0 still in this small school. As you said, they'll cross over tonight. So we're excited to see what Sheridan's about. I've heard a lot of good things about them, so I'm really excited to see what they're about tonight.
And obviously this is a revenge game kind of sorts for Meadowbrook. They went to Thornville last year and lost 65 to 44. And obviously both those teams are different. I mean, Sheridan lost, loads of talent, including Landon Russell, who's a freshman on the Muskingum basketball team, and Shea Taylor, who's a freshman on Ohio University's football team. So you're talking about two stellar athletes and they had others that really filled their role, whether it was a shooter, ball handler, doing the small things. Right,
and you said a key word, different. That's what we're going to see out of Meadowbrook tonight, a little bit of a different starting lineup. Romeo Dorsey in street clothes tonight, so don't know if Romeo's hurt or what's going on, but Meadowbrook will have a little different look tonight.
So we'll pause here for the national anthem and let the legendary Jeff Riggins announce the lineups here on the KGP network. So we are ready for basketball action here at Meadowbrook High School. In case you didn't hear, the Sheridan starting lineup was number 3, Blaine Hannon, 10, Reed Kokonis, 11, Kalen Pullian, 23, Kyle Peters, and 33, Mason Morrison, as we're ready for tip-off here at the cage. And the Generals win the tip. Kokonis being guarded by Mayo, passes it over to Peters.
Meadowbrook in early man-to-man here.
Steal here by Jake Singleton. Layup is no good. Maybe a little contact there.
Just a tad.
So here's Peters guarded by Eibel. Morrison hands it off to Kokonis. Back over to Peters inside to Morrison, being guarded by Hupp in that low block.
And Hupp doing a nice
Step
job
through,
of
no good.
Yeah, Hupp done a nice job of staying down and holding his ground against Morrison.
Mayo fakes the 3, passes it over to Hupp, looking for an open teammate, doesn't see anything. Gets it back up top to Webster. Webster looking to drive. Shot fake, kicks it out to Singleton. Now Singleton looking to drive. Gets in the paint. Razzle dazzle, shot up, no good. It's going to stay possession, Meadowbrook.
And I don't think Singleton saw Eibel was wide open in the right corner there, but he had a notion to take it to the hole, and at least we get to keep the rebound here.
Eibel hands it off to Singleton, looking to drive again. Scoop layup up and good. So Singleton with the first 2 points of the night.
The patented single scoop, Singleton scoop there. So we've seen that countless times over the last few seasons.
Passes ahead to Pullian. Pullian looks to Morrison in the post. Shot fake up and good.
That was a nice find there by Kokonis.
It's Pullian, actually.
Pullian.
Morrison's definitely going to be a handful for this Colts defense. Big inside guy who can average around 20, or can average double figures. I think his season high is 23 this year. Now Webster looking to drive. His shot's up, no good. May have been partially blocked by Morrison. Peters comes down with the board. Looking to drive, puts a shot up. It's going to be an offensive foul. So the shot's not going to count. It's going to be a second turnover for Sheridan, as the offensive foul is going to be on Peters.
And the basket goes in, and Peters turned around and said, "And one," and then he realized the charging call was on him, and he didn't like that. So
maybe he thought the and one was for one personal on him now.
Yeah.
As Rodic checks in for the Generals.
Oh, nice.
Good find on the good find by Singleton.
Nice
hits the slipping Drew Webster for the lay-in.
That was a nice little slip by Webster there.
Kick out, shot fake by Pullian, looking to drive in the paint, left hand, no good. Hupp with the board. So both teams kind of struggling a little bit in the paint here in early going. Mayo looking, doesn't hit the cutting. Singleton gets it over to Webster. Webster back up top to Eibel, over to Mayo to Hupp. Hupp looking to drive baseline. Peters cuts him off, now he gets it back out. Colts taking their time, swinging it around, making sure everybody is part of the offense, getting everybody some touches. Here's a handoff to Mayo. He's going to look to drive into the paint. Shot up, off glass, and down. Trayvon Mayo with a lay-in.
Solid take there by Trayvon.
So Kokonis trying to bring it back at him, but Mayo quickly cutting him off. He's got the left side, kicks it out. Rodic, a left-hand 3, no good. Rebounded Singleton. He's pushing it, skips it up ahead to Eibel. And almost hands it off, lost. Stolen by Pullian. He throws it down on the other end.
Yeah, Phillips on the jam.
So Pullian's definitely a kid that will loves to get up there and rock the rim, as that 3 by Jake Singleton's off. Now it's a loose ball that we're going to have a kick, and it's going to stay Meadowbrook possession. So we'll give Mayo the rebound on that one. as Morrison's going to check back in, this time for Hannon.
A nice surprising hops there by, I don't know how we say his name, if it's Kalen Phillips.
It's
but
Pulliam.
Pulliam, there, okay, Pulliam.
And he's definitely a kid that can get up and throw it down, and he did it effortlessly on that dunk. As Webster's in the paint, looking, kicks it out the Hupp. He's going to lift the 3 short, and Peterson boxes out, or excuse me, Peters boxes out Webster.
All
making
kinds
sure
of
he
trouble
doesn't-
with our names tonight. Yeah, on my sheet I wrote Phillips. I don't know how I got Phillips out of Pulliam, but hey.
Well, you got the P right. That's all that
We're
matters.
good now.
And there's at least maybe 2 L's in there.
Right.
And
Some old eyes.
Peters with it, looking to drive. Gets it to Morrison. Shot fake, puts it up.
Yeah, I don't think
good.
he needed the shot fake
No,
there.
rebounded by Singleton. He's got it, kicks it out top. Now the Colts swinging it around the perimeter. Eibel's going to lift the 3 and good. Off the assist from Hupp.
So Meadowbrook doing a nice job early offensively, distributing the ball, being patient, finding their open shots.
Yeah, they're 9 points, 4 different guys have scored. So
Yep.
it's always nice when you can get everybody involved offensively. It's now number 20, Caden Sheridan checking in for Sheridan. The foul was on Trayvon Mayo there. Sheridan's got it, looking into the post, gets it into Morrison. Morrison going to work on Hupp, backing him down. Right-handed hook, good.
As you said, Morrison is he's a mountain man, and when he gets that block, it's going to be hard to stop him down there.
Yeah, obviously going to be a tough matchup for the Colts tonight. Webster with it. He's driving on Morrison, and that shot's going to be up no good, and they're going to call offensive foul on Webster there.
Pretty good call there, as the Sheridan defender was pretty well set there.
So both teams earning brownie points from their coaches, as both have taken a charge here in the first quarter.
Both teams with 2 turnovers here in the first quarter as well.
Pass inside to Pulliam. Couldn't quite corral it. Kind of wanted to make that pass to Morrison. Wow, hot potatoes. It's sliding away
we've
from
got
everybody.
a huge size advantage there. Eibel and Morrison, but yeah, big mismatch there.
Yeah.
Had to get the switch there, and Eibel, unfortunately, had to guard Morrison down low, and I'm sure the Sheridan would take that 10 out of 10 times.
Morrison got the friendly roll there to cut the deficit to 9-8, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Singleton over up top to Webster, looking around, gets it to Mayo. Meadowbrook space in the floor, looking to attack that gap. Eibel now with him. We're going to have an offensive foul.
Illegal screen, I believe. That's 2 on Trayvon, and now we're going to get Dane Singleton checking into the ball game.
And not what Meadowbrook wants,
no,
obviously, with the
not shorthanded.
With the shorthanded. Yep. So here's a drive by
Trayvon forces the turnover. Yeah, nice job. As it looked like Reed Kokonis was going up, and Trayvon kind of picked his pocket and knocked it off of his foot there, and Donnie Giffen was right over top of the call, and very emphatic, and give us a little bit of charades down there on the call. So nice job there by Trayvon.
So 9-8 Colts, minute 20 to go. Opening stanza. Webster looking around. He's going to dribble it out, gets it over to Hupp, passes to Eibel.
As we're closing in on the 1 minute mark here in the first frame, be nice to see,
That's deflected.
As I was about to say, it'd be nice to see them hold for the last shot, and Sheridan comes up with a big steal.
Yeah, Rodich with the big steal put in layup. But answering quickly is Easton Eibel for the 3.
Shades of the Cambridge game when he hit a couple triples in that opening frame.
So Sheridan had their first lead of the game at 10-9, but quick 3-point bucket.
We'll get Jake on the touch foul here.
Yeah, those are
It's the ones you don't like.
Yeah.
Because it's unnecessary, but
it's a tough foul that sometimes isn't even called. And
right.
And as Polian's going to lay this up off the assist.
I think it was Rodich, maybe. I'm not sure.
14, Packer was the assist. Reed Packer, so he's entered the game. So 15 seconds. Now Meadowbrook holding for the last shot as we're tied at 12. Idle's looking, gets it over to Hupp. Hupp looking around. Got a screen for Jake, 3, no good. Rebounded by Dane Singleton, good.
It's a huge bucket there from Meadowbrook.
And I tell you what, if anybody knows that that play there, it kind of was reminiscent of that game winner against Maysville recently that Meadowbrook won in the thrilling 73-70 overtime victory over Maysville. So we'll thank our sponsors, the RHEA Teachers Union, Meadowbrook Teachers Union, the Stimmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, Graham Excavating, and Westfall Services. So we'll take a real quick break, and we'll be back with second quarter action here on the KGP Network. Welcome back. Second quarter action about to begin here on the KGP Network. Meadowbrook leading 14-12 as Heath having a little minor malfunction, dropping his headset
now we're back.
here.
Now we're back on. All kinds of problems tonight.
The struggle is real, folks. Able to Dane Singleton looking around, hands it off to Jake. Jake looking, doesn't have anything, skips it across the Hupp. Hupp fakes, now drives middle. Layup blocked by Peters. But, Dane Singleton gets a rebound, can't quite finish. It's going to be possession Sheridan. So big opportunities for the Colts there. Just couldn't quite capitalize on it. So Sheridan at the high post, looking to back down Webster, kicks it out to Kokonis. Now Kokonis is looking, he skips it out and right off the hands of a teammate, and it's out of bounds, going to be Colts possession.
A little too much zip on that pass from Kokonis. So we'll see in the second quarter. One of the things telling about that first frame, Jake with 2 points in that opening frame.
The first 2 points of the game.
Right. Sheridan did a nice job, so we'll see if Jake comes alive here in the second frame.
And kind of the surprising thing, it seems like recently he's been a guy who's kind of let the others get going early before he kind of takes over. Well, he shot the first 3 times, as that shot's no good, rebounded by Ivor.
Yeah, after it was bounced around all over the place.
And we're going to have a foul here on, looks like Kokonis.
Yeah, Kokonis is first. It's just Sheridan's second team foul. Teams they watch how other teams play people, and you wonder if DeSales set a little bit of a blueprint for the season for other teams that would face Meadowbrook this year, because DeSales was real physical that night with Jake, and Sheridan's been a little physical so far in this early going with him.
That's what Sheridan's known for, as a physical team. Is that's going to be an offensive foul on Jake. So that's going to be his second foul. And obviously, like you said, a lot of teams watch film, and, and it's the sales can be, often imitated but never duplicated.
That's exactly right.
As great as a basketball program they are, it's a lot easier said than done to do what that program does. Peters picks up his dribble now. Ibo applying the pressure, skips it over.
Almost another thrown ball.
Yeah, Rodich said.
Take some zip off those passes there. Oh, nice take.
It goes back to his right hand and finishes. It's a nice move by Rodich.
Yeah, give a little spin off the glass.
Here's Hupp looking to drive. He's going to try the spin off the glass.
Yeah.
But he's going to draw the foul.
Wasn't quite as eloquent, but I tell you what, Huff's been aggressive tonight getting to that basket. And, just a few, 2 games ago, I think it was, he scored double digits, had a real nice ball game. So Huff is becoming an offensive threat for him. He does a lot of good things, a lot of the little things.
He played well the Maysville game as well, their last game, I believe.
Yep.
Came up with a couple big threes during that contest.
Huff, a lot of people forget. You see him out here basketball-wise, and you forget how good of a quarterback he was. I mean, he's a very athletic kid, and so it's good to see him stepping into a role here as we reach the midpoint of the season.
So he knocks down both free throws to help the Colts regain the lead.
Maybe I'll get us a couple donuts for free there, Trey.
Oh, wouldn't mind that. That shot sent it packing. No suit for you.
Nothing.
From
Dane
Singleton. So I think that was Kokonis on the shot, and that surprisingly surprisingly that was Kokonis' first shot as he finds Pulliam. Can't finish.
Straight,
with the board.
Straight almost near air mailed. I think he was surprised how open he was.
I think he was kind of torn whether to flush it. He realized he didn't have the vertical and kind of just lost control of it. So Singleton looking to drive, pulls it up from the right elbow.
Oh, man, what a tough shot there. Yeah. Very tough. And, I mean, I tell you what, he had to fight for that right there because he went through a hard screen and then had a guy in his face. So.
Yeah. And he was kind of somewhat off balance as a three. There is no good.
They're going to call that on Morrison. Dane was squared up for the rebound, and Morrison kind of shoved him. So I think they're going to give Morrison, that would be his first foul.
So we got another sub. I believe Andrew Holden's checked back in for the Generals. Iva with it, right wing.
Oh, man, I didn't see Hupp was wide open.
Yep, and that's stolen by Kokonis, and Kokonis lays it up and in. So Reed Kokonis, he was a member of the varsity team for Sheridan, one of the few returners that they have on the team. Was a nice
find by Iva, but man.
Good power move by Webster. Gets the rebound off the miss and finishes and draws the foul.
And that's a big one because that's Morrison's second. He picks up 2 in about a 45-second span, so that's big. If they can get him out of the game, open up things down low a little bit.
And the surprising thing, they really haven't looked to Morrison. He scored those 6 points in the first quarter, but they haven't looked to him at all here in the second as Pullian's going to get the rebound.
Yeah, kind of been quiet this quarter.
Kokonis, and that's going to be a foul on Hupp.
Yeah.
As he enters it into Pullian, and Hupp kind of reaching around. And
You're not going to get away with those ones too often. Down low, you can hide out a little bit and get away with some push, but at the top of the paint like that, not usually.
So Morrison, we talked about him not getting the ball. He gets it there. Shots off, rebounded by Hupp.
And I tell you what, they let him play down low because I think Morrison got bumped when he shot, so referees let him play down there.
Here's Jake driving, fall away from the baseline, inside, up and good. So 6 points for Jake.
Meadowbrook on a big 8-2 run now, so giving himself a little breathing room here at the 6-point lead.
Yeah, the Sheridan tied it up at 14, and it's been the Colts extending their lead up to 6, like you said. Looking to drive baseline, doesn't have anything, passes to Pullian. He loses it again.
I'll tell you what, that's the things that's not going to show up in a stat sheet, but Dane Singleton did a nice job there because Pullian was coming down. Dane cut him off, and he had Morrison on his back side. So, I mean, nice job there by Dane because that could have been an easy bucket for Sheridan. So, very nice job there by Dane.
Pullian over to Kokonis, shot fake, pulls the 3, good. Reed Kokonis now with 5, a solid outside shooter for this Generals team. Probably him and Peters, probably the 2 best perimeter shooters on the squad. As Mayo's looking around, finds Webster, almost stolen. Webster strong, blocked by Pulliam, rebounded by Jake Singleton. Hupp has it in the high post, gets it down to Webster. Now Webster's looking to drive, doesn't have anything. Kicks it to Mayo.
Play a little bit because Pulliam was rough there a couple different spots. But, yeah, they're letting him play.
So now here's Jake looking around, doesn't have anything.
And I like that because if we're going to let him play one end, let him play the other.
Yep.
So at least it's consistent as we talked
Corner
about
pass.
a few weeks ago. Oh, dang.
The unselfishness there of
not
Singleton.
I don't think Coach Jarrett drew it up quite like that, but hey.
You don't see too many handoffs underneath the rim for a layup.
No.
As that shot's off the front iron, no good. Gets his own rebound, no good. That was Hannon. And I believe that was Webster came down for rebound?
No, Dane.
And Webster finds Hupp for the lay-in.
I'll tell you what, Dane's come in and done a really nice job tonight. If you look across his stat line, you know, 5 rebounds, an assist, a block. He's done some nice things tonight. And you know, usually as one of the first guys coming off the bench there, but he's done a really nice job tonight.
And Hupp gets the free throw to roll. So he's 3 of 3 at the line here in this game, and this quarter extends the Colts lead to 8. Kokonis driving, floats it up, no good. Rebound by Hannon.
Does a nice job by Pulliam there, but can't get it to fall.
Short.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
And Meadowbrook quickly to the other side.
Jake to Hupp. And that's a good timeout by Sheridan's head coach.
Doug Fisher.
Yeah, I was going to say Fisher. So nice job there by Meadowbrook.
So Meadowbrook has jumped down to a 10-point lead now with 1:41 to go in the first half. And a big spark has been the hustle play out of, you got to give credit to the big 3 hustling of Drew Webster, Josh Hupp, and Dane Singleton. Those guys have been making a lot of hustle plays for the Colts this quarter, and it's showed up as they've extended what was a 14-14 tie into now a 10-point lead.
Yeah, good point, Darren. I think, you know, a lot of it, that defensive end, they've done a nice job defensively. As you said, Morrison was getting some looks down low. They've done a nice job keeping him sealed off. And then, you know, Pulliam, very athletic, but they're making things hard on him, also making him take some tough shots. So Meadowbrook's done some nice things. You know, you look across the board, you know, Eibel, a couple threes. Dane's come in and done a nice job. Trayvon in that first quarter had some big plays. So it's been a team effort tonight for sure.
Looks like they had a 3-point shot, drew up for Pulliam there, but he didn't have it. So Kokonis looking for it. Gets it to Sheridan, shot fake, steps in, long 2, no good. Rebounded by Hupp.
And that's another thing is Meadowbrook's done a nice job of keeping them to 1 shot here.
And we're going to have a foul here on Sheridan as Trayvon Mail looked to drive the baseline.
You had that Blaine Hannon, number 3, had a couple offensive boards, but outside of that, they've done a nice job of keeping to Sheridan to 1 shot and done.
And that's pretty tough to do with the size that they, athleticism that they bring to the table.
And that's just where you were saying, I think Meadowbrook's hustle tonight has just been showing so far.
So it's 1-1 here for Trayvon. And it's no good. Bounced around and Pulliam gets
it. What, Hupp wasn't going to quit on it. I mean, he made Pulliam come down with it 3 different times.
Pulliam over to Kokonis. In the corner looking, denies the ball screen. Cuts baseline, drives, lays it up, glass,
nice
and good.
Kokonis.
So 7 points for him all coming in this quarter for Reed Kokonis.
Kind of wondered if Webster was going to step over there and try to block it, but
so Meadowbrook probably looking to hold to that last shot here. Singleton hands it off to Hupp.
About a half a minute to go in the half.
Ooh, almost stolen as the pass from.
That probably would have been dunk number 2 as well.
You can tell Sheridan likes to, they like to get those hands in the passing lane, get the deflections, get a run out on the other end. As Hupp's looking to drive, doesn't have anything. Hits up top, Dane Singleton passes it to Trayvon gets it to Jake. Jake's going to come off the screen. Long
Nice.
three, up and good. And into quarter heaves, no good. So we're going to have end of the half. The Colts leading 32-21 here on the KGP Network. We'll be back after a quick break with first half statistics and analysis here on the KGP Network. Welcome back. Halftime here at Meadowbrook High School. The Colts on top thanks to a great second quarter, 32-21 over Sheridan. Meadowbrook had a 14-12 lead at the end of the first quarter. Sheridan tied it at 14, but since it was tied at 14, Meadowbrook finished the second quarter on an 18-7 run to have this 11-point lead. So looking down at scoring, first for the visiting Sheridan Generals, leading the way, junior Reed Kokonis with 7 points. Mason Morrison with 6 points. And with 4 points each, Kaylin Pulliam and Rain Rodish. They both have 4 points each. Over to the Colts, leading the way, Jake Singleton with 9 points. Josh Hupp having a great second quarter where he scored all 7 of his 7 points. With 6 points each, Drew Webster, who had another person, had a great second quarter, and Easton Ibo hit 2 threes in the first quarter to kind of get the Meadowbrook offensive flow going. And then with 2 points apiece for Meadowbrook, Trayvon Mayo and Dane Singleton. So Heath, on to you for team and individual statistics.
Yeah, from the floor, Meadowbrook, again, continued their hot shooting for the season. 13 of 22 from the field tonight, including 3 of 6 from downtown. On the flip side, Sheridan, 9 of 22, 1 of 3 beyond the arc. As far as team statistics go, Meadowbrook holding a 16-9 edge on the glass. Leader for Meadowbrook, you had 2 with 5. Jake Singleton and Dane Singleton, as I said, both with 5. On the opposite side of the floor, Sheridan, as I said, 9. You had 3 players with 2 apiece. Assists, Meadowbrook had 6. Jake Singleton, their leader, with 3. And then for Sheridan, they had 3. Assist was Kaylin Pulliam with 2. Meadowbrook had 2 steals, had Jake and Trayvon with 1 apiece, and then 2 as well for Sheridan, Reed Kokonis and Rain Rodich with 1 each. And then blocks, Dane with Meadowbrook's lone block, and then on Sheridan's side of things, Pulliam and Peters each with 1. Turnovers, Meadowbrook ended up with 5 turnovers and Sheridan with 4. So both teams doing a nice job of taking care of the basketball tonight. And that's your team stats.
So we got a little bit over a minute till start of the second half action. What's some big things that have stuck out to you, Heath, as far as big pluses for the Colts?
You know, one of the biggest things is that big run there in the second quarter. You know, Meadowbrook goes on that run, forcing Sheridan to take a timeout at the 141 mark. You know, and it was a close ball game, a 2-point game, and then all of a sudden you look up and Meadowbrook has a double-digit lead. You know, I think that was one of the biggest things. And Hupp, you know, during that run had 5 of those points. So, you know, I think Meadowbrook, surprisingly, you know, you look over down at Jake, you know, not really an explosive night. Nonetheless, he still has 9 points. I mean, I think that's you know, most kids, you double that's 18. That's a night's work for most kids. For Jake, we're used to seeing him well into mid-20s. So, you know, I think that speaks a lot to Meadowbrook tonight that, you know, there might be a game here or there where Jake's just not going to be able to carry him for the night. And it's neat to see Meadowbrook's other kids stepping up and doing big things, kind of taking that load and pressure off of Jake. So, to me, I think that's one of the things, and I think it's just been Meadowbrook's intensity throughout the game. You know, they've not backed off. Usually we see that in the game where they might hit a lull or two, but tonight it seems like they've just, from the opening outset, you know, they never wavered. Even when Sheridan had that 6-0 run in the first, they've just been able to kind of keep their foot on the gas all night.
So we're ready to start second half action as the Generals have possession. Meadowbrook in a little zone here, 2-3 zone.
Yeah, first time we've seen this tonight.
So Morrison inside, shot fake, scoop up,
nice
left hand,
fake.
good.
I tell you what, when he gets on either one of them blocks, especially that left block, he can do some damage down there.
Only if he was left-handed, we might give him the
Right,
nickname
yeah.
Big Smooth for Sam Perkins, the former NBA player in Tar Heel.
I was going to say, Darren, as we know, you're a Duke fan, so
Today was opposite day.
I might take a punch to the face for that one.
Hupp shots off, no good. Rebounded by Morrison.
Morrison.
And quickly, and the other way, stolen by Webster. He's looking to attack. Morrison tries taking the charge.
Yeah,
there's no call on it.
If you're at home watching or listening, that was hilarious. If you couldn't see Donnie Giffen in the frame, he kind of just looked down at him and just kind of had a look of like, really? That was pretty humorous.
There's a long three from Pullian, no good. Rebounded by Hupp. This three on the other end, good from Jake Singleton.
Yeah, that was, I think Giffen looked down like, you're not Vlade Divac here.
That's a taunting penalty in the NFL.
Right.
You better watch that as Kokonis is driving, loses it, but it's going to stay possession Sheridan.
That was Donnie Giffen. We talked about some of his antics and just the character that he is over the years, seen him do some funny things on the court, but that was humorous there. Nice seal by Morrison in the feed from Kokonis off the inbound play.
Definitely Coach Jarrett not going to be happy about that one, giving up an easy bucket like that.
Dane. Yeah, Dane took a shot from Morrison, inadvertent, but Dane was trying to come across, and Morrison caught him in the face on accident there.
So here's Hupp. It's Webster, shot fake, looking to drive, doesn't have anything. Out to Hupp again. Gets the ball screen. Hupp's got the lane.
That's a good. I was going to say, yeah. It was a little delayed whistle, and I thought, oh my goodness, how did they miss that? But no, that's a good call there by Matt Hissam.
Yeah, obviously bounced off the backboard, automatic goaltending. Might have been a little break for the Colts because I don't know if that shot was going to go in, but it counts now because of the goaltending.
I'll tell you what, Pulliam, man, he is surprising. You look at him, he has some serious hops. Very athletic kid for Sheridan.
Drive there, shot up and good by Hannon. Nice shot, little shot fake, and then kind of floats one up there and drains it.
Oh,
Jake step back three.
Yeah.
No good. Rebounded by Pullian.
Almost a la Steph Curry there. Nice rip through and step back, but can't buy it.
Pullian looking to drive, gets it over to Kokonis. Wanting to take the three, decides better of it. Now he's going to drive to the hoop, scoops up, no good. Going to be a foul on Singleton, and that'll be Jake's third.
Yeah, it's his third, so kind of something to keep an eye on as we're reaching this halfway point of the third here. Tell you what, I looked up there. I couldn't believe we're almost halfway through the third. This quarter's flying by.
Well, that is our first foul, and I believe
it might be the first stoppage.
Yeah, I don't think there was any balls going out of bounds, or I think maybe the team. There's one team rebound.
Team, but that's it. I think.
First shot by Kokonis is good.
So for our fans here trying to get home and finish their season at Yellowstone. Or whatever.
Good TV series.
I've got too many to even name that we watch.
And the second shot's good by Kokonis. He has 9.
Maybe that's a delay of a stoppage if we can discuss our shows, Train, that we like. Give some people at home some pointers of what they should watch next.
Mayo.
I know a lot of people will be at home watching Ozark. Yeah, I guess it dropped tonight. So there's a block, nice block there by number 23, Kyle Peters on Trayvon.
Ozark's on one of those fancy streaming channels. I can't afford fancy things like that.
You don't get Netflix?
Nope.
Wow. You are definitely outdated. What can we say? You got a Nokia cell phone.
Hey, I had the flip phone for the longest time as Jake Singleton shot up, no good.
And I think we teased you about it for a long time.
Kokonis looking to go to work, kicks it over to Morrison. Morrison shot fake, leans up and in, no good. He's not Jake Singleton.
He's not going to get that flop there. So
swing it around. Hupp three is good.
Nice. I think Coach Jarrett called the timeout there.
And that puts Hupp into double figures with 12, so him and Jake both with 12 tonight. as the Colts lead is now 42-29. So it's kind of been a nice back and forth battle here for the first part of the third quarter. We'll thank our sponsors, RHEA, Meadowbrook Teachers Union, the Stimmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, Graham Excavating, and West Falls Services.
So what are some shows that you like, Train?
Oh, I definitely love Yellowstone. Huge fan of that. I didn't start watching it till season 3, so I was able to binge watch the first 2 or 3 seasons that before first 2 seasons, because I think season 3 is when I kind of started getting into it.
I heard people talking about it, but I've never seen it. And then there's another, I don't know what year it is, 1833 or 18 something or other.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people watching that. But
prequel.
I'll tell you, the show that we like to watch was a show on Netflix called Peaky Blinders. We loved watching that show. It's a show based on a family back in the industrial start of the age back over in England, and really good show. If you haven't seen that, check that one out.
It's going to be Sheridan possession. And of course, you can't go wrong with watching episodes of The Office. I still enjoy to this day, since it's on almost all the time on Comedy Central. Peter's trying to go to work inside, finds a cut, and
he's still Pulliam hasn't not. Yeah, Pulliam can't buy a bucket tonight.
And Jake is going to draw the foul there.
Ooh. Yeah, and Sheridan fans don't like that.
We got one side of the stands very happy with that call, and the other side not so much.
No, and I tell you what, man, that Meadowbrook dodged a huge bullet right there, because I could have seen that one going either way.
Yep, put a star by that one. That goes the other way. Jake has 4.
Yeah, I could have definitely seen that one going either way. So Meadowbrook dodges maybe a bullet there, but hey, Donnie's down on that floor eye level watching the game, and sometimes up here it's easier to sit and officiate, as I was doing during the DeSales game quite often.
So Singleton knocks down both free throws as Sheridan quickly goes right back.
Yeah.
Pulliam, top of the key, 3, no good. Rebounded, up and good by Rodic. Man, poor Caden Pulliam, 0 for 3 from the field here in the second quarter. Can't get him to fall, but teammate picks him up, gets the rebound, lays it up and in.
Pulliam reminds me a lot of myself. Very athletic and can't buy a bucket, so that sounds like me.
Jake over to Eibel, good recovery there. Pass over the top, nice help from Sheridan.
Yeah, it was Peters, I think, on the help. Meadowbrook's first turnover of this frame.
And we're going to have a foul on Meadowbrook. As Reed Parker's checked back in for Sheridan.
I think they're going to call that on Eibel. Yeah, it'd be Eibel's first.
So Sheridan's went 9 deep so far tonight, as Meadowbrook has played their 6. Pulliam thought about the 3, decides to drive instead, off glass, no good, rebounded by Jake Singleton.
And you know, I apologize to Mr. Pulliam because I said he can't buy a basket, but he did get a dunk earlier, so.
That 3 by Hupp's no good, rebounded by Webster.
Kind of forgot about that dunk earlier.
So. It wasn't his first of the year, and I can probably almost guarantee it won't be his last, as Jake's going to.
I think they're going
to call it on the floor.
No, I think they're going to call offensive foul. I think they're going to call.
Or did they call a travel?
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, they didn't go to the scoreboard, so it must be a turnover. Must have called a travel there. I didn't see any travel, but I'm assuming that's what they called.
Yeah, they didn't put up a foul on
that.
So the good news, bad news for Meadowbrook.
Right.
Bad news is a turnover. Good news, it wasn't an offensive foul. Skipped across. Kokonis driving baseline, gets it to Rodic, and he is fouled. Going to be shooting 2.
I'll tell you what, you know, Sheridan's found something here, because, you know, they were getting some passes down low like that. Meadowbrook kind of overplaying things a little bit here, so have to do a little bit better job down low, keeping Sheridan off the blocks.
First 3 free throw is off and no good.
And that foul was called on Webster. That's his second.
So I just want to point out that, you know, this is a big game when you got Aaron Sprague, the owner and
Right.
founder of Storied Rivals. And then you got one of the members of Who Day Nation, Sam Blackburn, here in attendance.
Oh,
Big time
I didn't see
time Bengals fan and big time Columbus Blue Jackets fan as well.
And Reds. We used to argue about the Reds and Cubs back in the day. Yeah, there's Sammy. I ain't seen Sam for a long time.
Up with the shot fake, looking to try great pass.
Nice pass.
Layup's no good. Good job by Webster, keeping it alive. Finds Singleton for three. Wow, good.
What a play by Webster.
I mean, that was all hustle
and
heart from Drew Webster. He gets the assist on the 3 points, but man, he deserves about 5 points on just the effort that he gave there.
Yeah, and that was huge because that put Meadowbrook now up by 15. So a lot of breathing room here in the third quarter. A minute 14 to go. Yeah, that's a big play, but that's kind of what Meadowbrook seemed like they were doing there in that first half. A lot of hustle plays. And that's what I was saying a few minutes ago there. It seemed like Meadowbrook kind of was starting to, I wouldn't say get lackadaisical there, but it seemed like that Sheridan was starting to get some easier looks down low. Wasn't cashing in on them, but, maybe you had to get Meadowbrook the hustle and the desire to finish this game off now.
And you were making the comments about how Meadowbrook is doing a good job keeping Sheridan off the offensive glass. I think the offensive glass has been big for the Colts. They've got a couple second and third chance opportunities here this quarter.
Yep.
Going to work inside Morrison, kicks it out to Peters. Doesn't have anything in corner, gets it skipped to Kokonis for three. Good.
Tell you what.
So Peters to Kokonis, and Sheridan's going to need a lot of that. Kokonis, a good three-point shooter. He's leading them with 12 points.
Yeah, Kokonis having a nice game.
Singleton, the handoff to Eibel, so Meadowbrook with just over 30 seconds, looking to probably hold for the final shot. Sheridan applying some hard, tough man-to-man pressure as Morrison gets the steal, lays it in off the glass. So the big fella.
Tell you what, that was big because now you look up almost down to single digits just like that.
So this is the second time, I think, on an end-of-the-quarter situation where Meadowbrook's usually very sound and disciplined that they've made a mistake as Jake falls away on the three, no good. Iba will get the rebound, no shot on the three. So at the end of three, Meadowbrook's going to take a 47-37 lead here at Meadowbrook High School. We'll be back after a quick break with fourth quarter action here on the KGP Network. And we're back with fourth quarter action here. Meadowbrook ball. Iba with it, pass it over to Singleton. To Hupp. Hupp driving baseline, shot up and good.
A smooth shot there by Hupp.
And that's 14 for Josh Hupp, the senior.
I don't know what his career high is, but he's might be closing in on it.
That shot no good. Rebounded by Jake.
Nice strong take by Eibel. Put his shoulder down and went to the 10 and comes away with a hard-earned bucket there.
Eibel with the bucket makes it 51-37. Peters finds his way through traffic, lays it up and in.
That's as they say, knifing your way through traffic. That was a nice job by Peters. I don't know how he slipped through that gap. It didn't look like he could fit a kid through there, let alone a high school student.
Didn't look like he could fit a piece of paper through there, but he found a way through. So 51-39. And we're going to have a foul on Peters.
That's Peters' second.
Yep, his second. So it's only the second team foul for Sheridan here in the second half. So Sheridan knowing they have to play with a little bit more sense of urgency as Meadowbrook's kind of living by the clock as their friend is. We're going to have an offensive foul on Meadowbrook.
It looks like Webster. Illegal screen they're going to call him.
And that's been, I think, the third or fourth offensive foul on an illegal screen.
Yeah, I think so.
So Kokona's looking good work, kicks it out. Pulliam to Peters. Peters looking to drive. Puts it up off glass, hard off the glass, no good. Pulliam comes down with it, loses it, stolen by Eibel. And we're going to have another whistle. And I think we might have a technical on Sheridan.
I don't know who they called it on, but
it was on Peters. I think he was a little upset that he didn't get the foul call on the missed layup down on the other end. And he said the right words to the officiating crew as Jake Singleton splashes.
Yeah, because Coach Doug Fisher is over there talking to Peters right now. So Peters is trying to plead his case, but you're never going to plead your case to your coach.
No.
So.
And so Caden Sheridan's going to come in for the Generals here.
Sure, Coach Fisher was telling him that's not what we need at this point in the game when we're only down 12 and still trying to get back into this thing.
But thanks to the technical, that league extended to 14.
Yeah.
Singleton made both free throws.
Meadowbrook's
not a double, and that's going to be 5 seconds on Trayvon.
Meadowbrook's not a team you want to get technicals against because Jake's usually a pretty good free throw shooter.
Yeah, definitely a probably mid to high 80s free throw shooter. Sheridan inside to Morrison. Scoops it over to Pulliam, and hey.
There he goes.
Pulliam finally gets one to fall.
Yeah, from Morrison. Hits his jumper there. Trayvon wanted to pull it, but smart decision there.
Especially when you're right in front of that Meadowbrook bench. You better hope it goes in or you're going to hear an earful from Coach Sheridan. What a
nice hop. Whoa.
Wow. Don't know how Josh Hupp found the open Jake Singleton, but they'll take it as he splashes down the three as answered right back.
Yeah, Blake Hannon.
Hannon was kind of in the right spot.
I don't know who fed him the pass.
I believe it was Pulliam that kind of tossed it over to him.
I thought it was Pulliam, but I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, I tell you what, trading some threes here.
It's kind of a mimic of Meadowbrook's possession as Hupp's driving up, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Wow. So the big thing has been moving screens and offensive fouls. So it's been a big part of our turnovers tonight.
Yeah, Meadowbrook's now, I think that's 10 for the night, and I think that's their 5th. Between charges and moving screens, I believe half of them are on those. So
here's Kokonas. And that's going to be the 4th on Jake. The basket's going to count, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yep, count the bucket.
Count it. Tell you what, that's a big time move there by Kokonas. And that's Jake's 4th foul. So, I mean, you look up at the clock, it's 4:43.
A lot of time.
Yeah, there's a ton of time. It just seems like every time Meadowbrook's been ready to maybe put this game on ice, Sheridan does something, and keeps them, right within the game. So you look up now, and it is single digits here.
I think this is the first time they've been single
It's
digits
been a while.
since they're in the second quarter.
Right.
Because now the pressure kind of getting to Meadowbrook, but they get it across. Meadowbrook being patient. Waiting for what the defense gives him as Hupp loses it, puts it up, and good. What a game for Josh Hupp now with 16. Kokonis skips it across.
Man.
The lefty, Rodich, no good. Rebounded by Morrison. He's going to kick it up top to Pulliam. 3, no good. Rebounded Webster, who skips it up ahead to Singleton's going to lay it up and in. Big time play for the Colts.
And then a Jake, almost come up with a steal there, and Webster went down to the deck to try to get it. But Pulliam with the miss and Webster with the rebound. I was trying to help you there, Train, because I know you're looking down right, and so.
And Pulliam just struggling from the field goal. And this is going to stay possession, Meadowbrook is.
Yeah, the trap there by Rodich and Sheridan on Webster, but nice job of him keeping the ball. So, yeah, kind of looked fast and furious there for about the last minute.
So they closed the gap. Sheridan closed the gap to 9. Now Meadowbrook advanced it down to a 13-point lead. And it can breathe a little easier here. So we got 3:15 to go in the game. We're going to have a timeout, Meadowbrook, as Trayvon was getting pressured there, lost his dribble.
Yeah, you don't want to see another turnover on that.
So it looks like we're going to have a full timeout. We'll thank our sponsors, the Meadowbrook Teachers Union, RHEA, the Stemmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, Graham Excavating, and Westfall Services. So again, it's the story of the night's been the second quarter for the Colts, that they really took control, and it's been even keeled the whole game, but that second quarter, especially the second half of the second quarter, the Colts really made that run when the game was tied at 14, and it's been kind of in control since.
Yeah, Sheridan's, as you said a few minutes ago, got it to 9. You feel like, hey, maybe they'll be able to get back in this. But then Hupp down here on our end of the floor makes an amazing drive and gets the bucket. And then on the other end, Sheridan, Rodich has a wide open 3 in that right corner. Seemed like he was there for 10 seconds taking the shot. Doesn't fall, and then Webster gets it, outlet pass to Jake on the layup, and then all of a sudden it's to a 13-point game. So, it seemed like both ways. Every time Sheridan's about to get back in the game, Meadowbrook does something to extend it, and every time Meadowbrook seems to put it on ice, Sheridan does something to get right back in it. So, kind of both teams kind of hanging out at that right around that 10 to 14-point mark. As Meadowbrook throws one there away, not on the same page.
And that shot off the glass, no good. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds going Meadowbrook way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they're lucky that they didn't get called for over back on Pulliam on that offensive rebound try.
So we're under 3 to go. Colts by 13. Able to break the pressure. Now they find an open Webster. Layup in, good.
That's huge.
And the foul.
Nice job of Trayvon finding a Webster cutting there. So,
yeah, Sheridan really trying to extend things defensively, trying to get that turnover. Meadowbrook breaks it, lays it up and in. The foul's on Hannon. Webster's going to be at the line trying to convert the old-fashioned three-point play.
This could make it 16, so you kind of feel like the game's starting to slip away for Sheridan now. So Meadowbrook now on a 7-0 run.
Kokonis gets it over to Roddish, cutting, no good. Second shot, no good. Now Jake's going to come down with the rebound. So 2 shot attempts there by Roddish. Meadowbrook breaks the press.
Yeah, just
Now
Be
resetting it,
patient.
and again, they find Webster inside. He puts it up, but they're going to call an offensive foul.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Cade Sheridan better get his tuxedo ready because he might get invited to the Golden Globes this year. That was a great sell. Drew, you didn't do anything wrong there, buddy, I don't think so.
And that's Webster's fourth.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about the call. I complained how late it was called.
Yeah, it was
really
late. Yeah.
And that three was no good, rebounded by Eibel. And it's a scrum for the ball as Webster's going to come down with it. Why not? The hustle and effort he's given tonight.
Yeah, they're going to call it on, I think they're going to get Kokonis on the floor.
And that's only the 15th foul for Sheridan, so Meadowbrook's still going to have it on an out and under.
No, actually, they're not. They're going to call. Looks like they got that on Sheridan.
So Webster's got it here, passes it over to Hupp. Now back up top to Eibel. Tipped by Pulliam.
Oh, nice job by Pulliam there.
I don't know if he meant to do it, but it worked out for him as he tried saving it and it hit off Webster's foot and goes out of bounds.
That's Meadowbrook's sixth turnover. Very uncharacteristic of Meadowbrook to turn the ball over. That's 6 of them this quarter.
Sheridan kind of struggling to get on the same page here as they're trying to draw up a play. Now Pulliam with it, finds Peters. Peters left-handed three, no good. Hupp's going to come down with the board. It's another big one and done. We have another whistle.
You know, I only have Sheridan with 2 offensive boards this entire second half, so Meadowbrook doing a nice job of keeping them, as you said, one and done.
Yeah, and as big and physical as this Generals team is,
that's a task.
That's definitely a big in the plus mark if you check pluses and minuses for today for the Colts. And obviously whenever you can hold the other team to, especially a team like Sheridan, only 2 offensive rebounds, it's a big plus. So Meadowbrook ready for that out under as they find Pulliam.
Yeah, nice job.
Who gets one to roll, and I believe it was Kokonis.
Kokonis, yes.
So should be 63-51 if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they put the 2 points up for Sheridan. Maybe they did, or was it a 16-point game? I was thinking they were stuck at 49.
Let's see.
Either way, the scoreboard showing 63-49 with 1:26 to go in the game.
They have 12 points this quarter is what I have them.
Yep, so that'd be 49. So a quick full timeout from Coach Fisher as Meadowbrook elects to use the whole 1 minute.
Yeah, I think I jinxed us there because I said how fast that half of the third quarter went, and then this quarter seems like it's made up for it.
That's not going too bad so far. Can't complain. It's 8:40 and we're almost done. Pass up ahead to Mayo, and he's wisely pulls it out.
Yes.
Eibel getting doubled, puts it down, and they're going to have a foul.
Pulliam, they're going to get. Oh, and Pulliam just shoved Eibel. Wow. Yeah, fans don't like that. I don't call it actually the foul on Rodage.
So now Kokonis on Jake. Here comes the double. Gets it across to Hupp. Hupp finds open underneath Eibel for the lay-in. So Eibel's in double figures with 10. Give Hupp another assist.
I'll tell you
Padded the
what,
stat column.
I'd probably say Hupp's the player of the game, the way he's played tonight.
Kokonis shot no good, but it's going to stay possession. Generals. Pulliam's baseline jumper no good, rebounded by Jake Singleton. He's had a big night on the glass.
Right.
And how we talked about he had 9 points at the half. Well, he's right at that scoring average at 24 points now as we got 30 seconds and counting here. And it looks like Sheridan's going to concede as they're not going to foul here in the waning seconds. And good job
classy.
there. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that was classy by Trayvon because he could have had an easy 2 points. So, yeah, and Sheridan's going back off. Yep, that's always good when you show class like that.
So a revenge game for the Colts as they're going to pick up the 65-49 victory over the Generals here at Meadowbrook High School. We will be back after a quick break with final game statistics and analysis here on the KGP Network.
shooting, man. That'll change them.
Okay, welcome back to Meadowbrook High School as the Colts, despite being shorthanded, earn a hard-fought, tough-nosed 65-49 victory in a kind of a revenge game as Sheridan beat the Colts 65-44 last year. So looking at scoring by quarters, Meadowbrook had a 14-12 quarter in a close, tight ball game of the first 8 minutes. The Colts extended that lead to 32-21 thanks to a big run to end the first half. The Colts still kept their double-digit lead at the end of the third quarter, leading 47-37. Sheridan cut it to as close as 9 at one point in the fourth quarter, but Meadowbrook knocked down the free throws late and picked up the 65-49 victory. Looking down at the individual scoring for the visiting Generals, leading the way, junior Reed Kikonis with 15 points. Mason Morrison finished with 12. Kalian Pulliam had 8 points. Rain Rodich had 7 points. With 5 points, all coming in the second half, Blaine Hannon. And with 2 points, Kyle Peters. Looking at the other end for the victorious Colts, 4 players in double figures on the night. Led the way like normal, Jake Singleton with 24 points. Next was Josh Hupp with a big night, 16 points for him. Then you had Drew Webster with 11. And a perfect shooting night for Easton Eibel. He was 4-4 from the field, finished with 10 points. And then rounding out the scoring for the Colts with 2 points each, Trayvon Mayo and Dane Singleton. If you're Meadowbrook, you got to love it. Everybody who played tonight cracked the scoring column, so that's always a great night. They pick up the 65-49 victory. So Heath, on to team and individual statistics.
Okay, so for Meadowbrook, they ended up shooting a sizzling 25 of 40 from the field. That included going 7 of 7 in the fourth quarter. So great job there. They shot 7 of 12 from downtown. On the flip side, the visitors, the Sheridan Generals, shot 20 of 49 from the field, including 3 of 11 from the three-point land. As far as rebounding goes, Meadowbrook had a big edge on the glass tonight, a 31-18 edge, which you and I talked about Sheridan's size. So for Meadowbrook to end up with that big of a rebounding edge, that just tells you the work that Meadowbrook did on the glass tonight in limiting Sheridan to just one shot. So again, 31-18 edge on the glass. Leader Jake Singleton with 10 tonight, and then you had Dane Singleton and Drew Webster with 5 apiece. For Sheridan, their leader of their 18, you had Kalen Pulliam with 5, and then you had Mason Morrison with 3. As far as assists goes, Meadowbrook had 6 assists. They had 12 assists on the night. 3 players each with 3. Drew Webster, Jake Singleton, and Josh Hupp all with 3 apiece. For Sheridan, they had 8 assists on their 20 baskets. Their leader was Kalen Pulliam with 3 and Reed Kikonis with 2. Meadowbrook ended up with 4 steals on the night, just 4 people with 1. As far as Sheridan goes, they had 4. Rain Rodich had 2 for them to be their leader. And then Meadowbrook, Dane had their solo block for the night. On the flip side, Sheridan ended up with 3 blocks. Kyle Peters with 2 and Kalen Pulliam with 1. As far as turnovers, Sheridan, really nice job. They opened with 3 turnovers that first quarter. But I tell you what, Darren, they only ended up with 6 for the night, 1 in each of the second, third, and fourth frames. So nice job by the Generals taking care of the ball. On the flip side, Meadowbrook, as I said, uncharacteristic night for them as far as turnovers go. They ended up with 13 turnovers. But again, 6 of those coming in the final frame. And also, as we said, as far as, the turnovers go, I think at least 3 or 4 illegal screens, moving screens, and then 3 charges, I remember. So, several Meadowbrook turnovers coming in those departments. But there's your team stats for this evening.
And you asked about it earlier tonight about Josh Hupp's night. The 16 points is a new career high. And how about this for his he missed the DeSales game earlier this year. The 3 games since then, He scored 11 against Riverview, 13 against Maysville, and then 16 again tonight. So
he's definitely stepping up.
Had that little mental, physical break, and he's really stepping up as a solid option for this Colts offense and giving them quality minutes and some big points.
Yeah, and it's nice to see because, again, as we said, we don't know why Dorsey was out at tonight's game. Maybe banged up, sick. We don't know what was wrong there. But, with him being out, Dorsey also is an offensive weapon for the team. But it's nice to see when you see Jake, averaging typically around 24, 25, 26 points a game. When you're starting to see Hupp, a double-digit score the last 3 games, as you said, that gives him another offensive weapon. And Eibel can knock down threes. Eibel in double digits tonight, as you said. And then Romeo and Drew can score in double digits any given night. That's one of the things I think that we kind of gloss over with Drew. He's very unselfish. He don't look to score a whole lot, but when he needs to, he can. So, it's nice to see kind of what's going on with Meadowbrook right now offensively. You can kind of see them growing. And, sometimes a game like that, the sales game, is just the kind of game that you need something to just kind of kickstart you and bring you down a peg and realize, hey, maybe we're not as hot as we think we are. Maybe we're not, not where we need to be just yet. Maybe we got a lot more work to do. And, it feels like to me since that DeSales game, you've seen Meadowbrook, the hustle, some of the things they're doing. You can see the growth, I think, from that game, at least in my vantage point.
Yeah, that's a great point. You can learn a lot more from a loss than you can a win. And obviously Meadowbrook went back to the drawing board and made the proper adjustments, and you can see it paying off. And especially when you're playing a team that's as good as caliber as what Sheridan is, year in, year out on the basketball court, on the football field, it doesn't matter. They're usually one of the top teams in the MVL, regardless of sport.
Yeah, when you look at that, Sheridan is in the larger division, so let's not forget about that. And, they came into this ball game tonight 9-3. So a lot of success on the hardwood this year for Sheridan. For Meadowbrook to not only win, but, really convincingly. They really never, outside of that when Sheridan got it there in the second or in the final frame down to 9 points with about 2.5 to go, Meadowbrook was really never threatened. And that's one of the things that I think that, Meadowbrook is going to have to know that, it seems like they get that big lead and then they kind of relax. Remember the Riverview game, big lead, and all of a sudden down to the stretch, they had to eke that out towards the end. And, you've seen that another time or two this season. So, maybe this is, something good too, because, Meadowbrook really didn't, I don't think they took their foot off the gas tonight. If you take some of them illegal screens and charges that they had to go their way, it could have been even a bigger win. So, tonight is a game that you're going to look back on here in the next month and say, hey, that Sheridan game might have been the game that really showed what this Meadowbrook team's capable of. And, especially with, I would say tonight, would you call it Hupp's coming out party?
I don't know. It was his, I guess you could say, just in case you forgot about me party.
Right, there you go. I like that even better. But, yeah, it's good to see what's happening with this ball team. They're a good team, obviously one of the best in the district, and they just keep racking up wins. That's another a milestone, another double-digit season in wins for this program, and and I know that isn't the goal per se, but that they just keep racking up wins, and this program has just been one of the staples in the Eastern District over the last decade or so.
So. We're hoping to. I know, unfortunately, we're expecting some more possible bad weather this weekend, and Meadowbrook is hoping to play Coshocton here at home Tuesday, as they've had their schedule at Coshocton game canceled 2 or 3 different times already this year. I think that's rescheduled for sometime in February now, so hopefully they're going to be able to host the Redskins down here at Meadowbrook High School on Tuesday night. As far as Sheridan, they host Morgan on Tuesday night. So another big school, small school crossover for them. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We'll thank our sponsors, the Stemmer family, FMJ Indoor Range, RHEA, the Meadowbrook Teachers Union, Graham Excavating, and Westfall Services. So for our producers, Shylin Castillo and Heath Dawson, I'm Darren McCullough. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Take care.